Okay, Jake is back.
Yes.
So we're on 4th week-ish, give or take.
Week 4, yeah.
Week 4.
Just finished our first month.
And you're flying.
Yeah, a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah, so I think we spoke about in the last video the fact that your biggest problem, in my opinion, was going to be the fact that you're going to be feeling a bit like a headless chicken for a little while.
Yeah.
Because, look guys, it's all well and good your business growing fast, and I've done this before with e-commerce businesses, and you can actually destroy a business faster by growing it too quickly than you can do by growing it too slowly. And it's a good problem to have, but you can damage your reputation very quickly. For example, if you're promising plans out in 48 hours and you physically can't keep up with that. And Jake and I were just saying off camera, if you are going through a similar position, and as the advice I've just given to him, it's sometimes better to under-promise and over-deliver. In fact, it nearly always is. If you can't keep up to your promises, you're starting off to a bad foot with your customer. Like, for example, with e-commerce businesses, when I used to handle some of my own customer service when I didn't have a team doing it for me, I learned very quickly not to say that something would, because especially when you're relying on couriers and other people as well, like, okay, they're saying, when is it going to be due? They'll say, I'm thinking, looking at the system, it's going to be there 48 hours. But quite often it could be 3 days, it could be 4 days. So I'll say 7 days.
Yeah.
Might be a bit quicker, but if we say 7 days, when it turns up in 3, they're ecstatic.
Yeah, they're over the moon, yeah.
Had you said 2 and it turned up in 3, you've got a negative review.
Yeah.
And that is not the way to grow your business. So from your point of view, right now while you're busy, people will like the fact that you're busy and that you're giving them the time and attention. So obviously, when they sign up, maybe just quite a little bit longer. It takes a bit of stress off of you as well.
That's right, yeah. And what I did was gave those stock 6 weeks home training as part of their service. So immediately they've got something.
Right, so can you give a bit of context where we're at? You start with 0.
Start with 0, yeah.
Where are we at now?
50.
50 clients.
Max at 50, and 6 people waiting on the waiting list.
Okay, so for those of you out there that are looking at that, that's a lot higher than the average person would probably uptake clients. Now, Jake's in a slightly different position to the average online coach, in the fact that you're an ex-pro rugby player, you have a decent following, you're quite well validated. That being said, it's still very doable to generate a lot of clients from a very small following. Maybe not 50, but you can we definitely see a lot of people taking 3, 4, 5 people on a week. Yeah. So you could be more like 10, 15, 20, which for someone that's gone from 0, that's a full-time living. Yeah. So, but you've done exceptionally well.
That's only really, sorry to interrupt you there, Al, but that's because of the traction I gained by following online coaches and becoming obsessed with watching what I do, and then also finding out about you and watching what you were putting online. I just fucking absorbed it and then I mimicked it.
Well, let's talk a little bit, because I know you've absolutely actioned the hell out of absolutely everything that we've done. What is it? So how's it all gone? How's it going? Because obviously now the same. Obviously, I'm trying to document talking to you guys while also kind of doing a bit of a strategy call, because this is what I do with all my mentees, as we go through how everything's gone. Obviously there's certain things that you struggle with in terms of like keeping up with workload and stuff like that, but there's also things that have gone really well. So let's break it down a little bit and kind of see what's what.
Yeah, so we jumped to 50 extremely quickly. Yeah. So we did, by the time we'd done the official launch of the website, which was 2 weekends ago, I already had 42 in place who paid, that were keen. Just coming back to that point that we'd driven hard in the build up. I had driven very hard in the build up to it, knowing that I was leaving having my notice in at work, and I wanted it to be financially viable. So I slightly understood myself at the start and thought about where my value was at. But then that first call we talked about per time per week, per person per week, and how that would work. Basically changed the whole value structure of how much I should be charging. That I started to streamline that a bit by the way I was working. So getting the client screening. Some online coaches might do this where they have a screening form up front and they want to know about you. I just concentrated solely on sales. So I went at people that I knew were a good fit for my program in a very specified target market, which started at 18 to 40, went to 25 to 40. So it even narrowed in even more. I said they're exactly what I wanted.
What was the reason for that?
Just what lads that I noticed were engaging in my Instagram and messaging me.
Did you find there was price issues or payment issues?
Yeah, also people a little bit younger. Yeah, if you're charging 120, 150 pound a month for an online coach, you need someone who's in a full-time job for that. and will see the value in it. Yeah.
I think, and for a tip for anyone else out there as well, you really need to keep in line your value or the amount you're charging based on your geographical location, who's really going to be picking it up. Because obviously, if you're predominantly going to be picking up clients up north or in less wealthy areas, the affordability is going to be lower, and also demographics. If you're talking about age range, people that are university students, stuff like that, typically won't have the disposable income of someone who's 30 working a full-time job. So you have to bear that in mind when you do your service. Now, that's not to say some people can't charge £50 a month. They can't slightly more volume, then you'd adjust your time per client. You can still make the same amount of money with the same amount of time input. You just have to refine your service, which is obviously what you've done, and also adjusted your target market based on the feedback you're getting.
Because we were talking, weren't we, when we had that first, we did this on the YouTube series as well, and spoke about having like that premise service where you're getting Zoom call, video calls. Not everyone wants that. You told me that. And you find that more people just once the plan's in place, it's bespoke for them, you get those first few check-ins and they just want to hear what are my actions for the week and crack on. You can do that by voice notes. Or the unlimited WhatsApp support, you get smaller questions across the week, which are easier to manage. So based on that, brought my price down, offered it at £30 less, down to £120 for a month, which is £3.60 a day, spread over 32 days, or 31 days, sorry. But back to that point of how it happened so quickly was the sales tactics you gave me, and getting people, the Calendly link, and getting people onto calls. Getting people onto calls, and that, I found out I fucking love that. Like, I love selling, so I love hearing about them, and the strategy, if I go back in this book without trying to flick through and not finding my way, it was finding out everything about them, and you use this word a lot, and it's true, it's at a granular level, as to fucking why they feel the way they feel, and ultimately they don't like what they see in the mirror. They don't like what they see. They're fucking unhappy, because why are you looking at me to hire you? Why do you need?
There's a reason they're reaching out for a coach. And you need to obviously dig down to the core reason of that.
Which is what you can see on these pages. This was a call just yesterday with a client who signed up, and you go everything through where they're at, position in their life currently, what work is, what they're struggling with, their love life, have they got kids, and then you talk about their physique, how do you feel when you look in the mirror, and not to make them feel bad about themselves, but to uphold them back to it. Like, I genuinely am so invested in it, I'm fucking changing lives, and I want to change people's physiques and get them feeling the best they've ever felt. This is not just I don't sell programs just to fucking sell them and then off you go. Like, this is my purpose, to be invested in people and make them feel the best they could ever be. So that's why I want to know exactly how they feel and what that insecurity is. So then we can show them the process, and that was what you taught me, take them from A to B, show them how it works, and then hit them with the price and say, that's what the price is. I've had 2 people say no.
It's crazy good.
And I've had well over 50 calls.
Well, like I say, a good metric to work against is if 10% and below of people, I mean, if you've got, you want about 10%, so you might be a little bit too cheap. About 10% of the people that you're doing calls with to say you're too expensive, it's a good indicator that you're priced about right. Everyone's accepting your offer, you're definitely too cheap. And if everyone's telling you, if you're above 10% that it's too expensive, then you're either not selling it properly, the service is off, or you're just too expensive. Now, I don't always like to go to the aspect of, okay, it's actually too expensive. Always look at the other 2 variables first. Am I selling it properly? Because ultimately, the better you can sell it, the less price is a factor. And also, is the service in line with the cost? Am I actually offering enough value here for the cost I'm trying to charge? Now, if those 2 things are good, then you know the price is overpriced. And if it's not, then it's probably underpriced. And if it's about 10%, you've probably got a bit of room for manoeuvre there.
But I think for me, it was also knowing, I've got a kid and a life to live, and knowing that I was going away from stepping out a full-time role. That was like a good financially successful job that was in.
To prove yourself.
Prove myself, but I've over doubled my income already. So we know the program. We're in the second
you have to remember
now,
as well. You haven't just over doubled your income. You've also then taken away the someone else's power to fire you. You now have 50 income streams.
Exactly.
If you look at it like that, you can chop off 10% of those and still be absolutely fine. So,
and this is just the start. This is just the start.
So what I'm saying is, like, if you're on your own online coach and you have multiple clients, you're so much safer than if you were working for one person for one wage. That's, at the end of the day, if you've got a great business and a great boss and you trust the business, then good. But if you're worried about the kind of industry you're in, because there's a lot of industries right now that get absolutely whacked, especially with obviously the way the economy's going this year. If you feel like you might be in a position that it could be a rocky road, or you might lose your job because the work might not be there, then, and you're thinking about moving to online coaching, then it might be a good time to start stepping out. And as you've done, you managed to do it alongside your other job and factor it in so that they kind of flowed
into
another, and you weren't kind of going in there dead duck with no like.
No, we did a lot of the legwork in my spare time, but that's to the point of where we're at now. I rang you, didn't I think last week, and said I was fucking overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And we're almost there now. Nearly every plan is in place, and that also becomes the don't over promise. So you under promise, over deliver. That's quick for me. I've had to learn that quick. To not say your plan will be here with you in a couple of days, because even though I haven't even said that, just suggesting that once they fill in their screening form, they sign up, they make payment, which is what's important to make valid like your business validated. You need to take payment straight away, which I've done. Once people pay for something, they do then want it, because it's a service, it's a goods. So even just hinting towards, I'll start formulating your plan, I started having a few clients going, where's my plan? So what I did to alleviate that was I designed this 6-week home training guide and something that I sell separately, which is my 8-week self-led periodized program for when gyms open. So as part of the Ground Zero list of 50, they all got that as part of the service. So they had something straight away.
You had something straight away.
Yeah, straight away. When they pay for something, the website works where once you pay through the Stripe, you go straight to your members area, and there's 2 programs there you download in PDF.
Oh, fantastic, yeah. I mean, that's a great way to alleviate initial pressure.
Yeah.
So, and also I think sometimes you just need to handle that objection. Say, look, I am very busy. This is going to take X amount of time.
Yeah.
And like you say, if they're not happy to do that, then like you'll lump it basically, because that's the way it's going to be. And look, if they're getting it in 4 days rather than 3, that's fine. Just promise 5.
Yeah.
And then give yourself that breathing room. Because look, as well, you have to remember life can come up. You have a kid.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid anything happen, you need to go out, sort something out, you have to go to school to pick them up or whatever. You need to have a bit of breathing space, because then you don't want to have half a day off because of a family issue or something like that, and then have people breathing down your neck because you didn't get a plan at the time. So we're at 50.
Yeah.
How are you coping with that? You think once the plans are done, the check-ins are good, you will be...
Yeah, so we've done... So we had some beta testers on, like people that I gave the program to free last year. So I just call them beta testers. That just... this was like almost like my research into the company. How could I do it? And they've done 4 check-ins now. One of the couple of them done 6 weeks check-ins. So I started getting how I was working my forms. I use Google Drive for fucking everything. I build my programs and slides. I think Jake, you did a little clip that might be in this video that just shows a little brief of my program.
Yep.
Slides is absolutely brilliant for stuff like that. And then the Google Docs, like everything through Drive, you can have all your spreadsheets in there. And you can.
So you think the handling of the 50 clients will be okay?
Yeah, easy. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but it's already becoming something I can go and I can do more.
Okay.
So you've got your forms, your check-in forms and screening forms.
Yeah.
And the way they're sponsored, you can just literally download that straight to Excel. So everything's on the Drive, and then in terms of like your skeleton programs, where are we? So here. I've got like my Drive, my collective in there. You've got your skeleton program, so you can just build anything with all the backbones in slides, like different splits, training splits, different nutrition plans, different macro nutrition.
Spin that around for the camera.
Yeah. So the way I use it is everything's on the Drive. Within that, you've got kind of like my collective. We always talk. Me and Elliot's taught me already about transparency. So fucking key. Like I don't care about sharing how I do things because I actually. No,
you're proud of it as well.
Yeah, I'm proud of it, and also I want to be a market leader. I told you when I was coming on board with this that I wanted to be your fastest growing and most successful mentee, and I'll back it up by showing you how I fucking do it. Mm-hmm. So my skeleton programs all sit on here, so the Ground Zero program, and then you can import slides quite easily from like full body workouts, dumbbell only, based on what people have got. Some people only got resistance bands, so I have things or kettlebells. You can build them into their plans, and then when you go through here. You go into TGZ clients and you've just got all 50 in there. Another thing I stole a few was action, analyse and adapt.
My AAA.
Like I fucking love that because I just think that's exactly how you approach it with every client. You come to check in and we did all those 50 last week and I got through it all really, really well actually. It took till kind of Sunday night across the weekend and I had my daughter that weekend which is a little bit difficult but the whole WhatsApp voice note way of doing it, and being able to use this streamlines everything I do. Using Google Drive makes it very quick. I'm not going in to PowerPoint presentation, I have to fucking read.
So we've got the systems.
Yeah, systems.
Right, okay, so next is where do we go from here? We've got targets. So I'm a big believer. We've kind of got the systems in place.
Yeah.
The current system, as it works, is holding, and it's got capacity.
Yeah.
So what we want to now do is kind of focus on next target. So the next 4 weeks, where do you want to be? And then we break that down to micro goals. Same way you do with your physique. You don't say, right, I want to add 10 kilos on over the next year. Well, that might be your long-term goal, but we need to work it out to monthly and weekly targets.
Yeah.
So comfortably, where do you think, I think realistically you need to have a number in your head for, bearing in mind,
I'm doing a prep for show.
Well, you're doing a prep for show, but gyms at the time of this video are opening up supposedly 12th of April, give or take. I imagine it'd probably be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Good old Bojo's been fantastic. We won't go into that now.
However,
on the assumption gyms are open on 12th, there will be an influx.
Yeah, there will. Yeah,
right.
It's going to be like New Year's
about
resolution.
2 weeks out. I'm predicting it's already starting to move. The market sentiment is changing. It's going to be an absolute influx of people that are highly motivated to find a coach.
Yeah.
So we want to start thinking about capitalising on that now.
Yeah.
And I think that needs to be your game plan and strategy for the next. So I think there needs to be a shift from the ground zero.
Yeah. Yeah, that's done now.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're now shifting towards gyms opening.
Yeah.
So what can we? So think about your customer, your potential client. They're at point A.
Yeah.
Gyms are open in 6 weeks, 5 weeks, where we're at now, 34 days, I think we are, something like that.
Yeah.
Give or take. Now their point A is now shifted. They're now very much thinking about getting ready for the gyms, getting their diet on track. What value can we start giving prior to the gyms opening to start building that trust and attention? Start a spreadsheet of all the people you speak to that go, I will join you when the gyms open, because that will get a lot of that.
About 5 of those.
Okay, and make sure they're all on a spreadsheet, because 1 or 2 weeks out, you spend a day going through those. Yeah. Like an absolute steam train. Because you're ready. Because if you don't, someone else will. There's some other fucking coach out there that's going to take that business. So make sure you get it. Yeah. You've already done the work. They've already said they're interested. That's a very warm lead. Yeah. So you start a spreadsheet. That's all on there.
So that's all those client leads. Yeah.
So we call them gym opening leads.
Okay.
Right, because there's a lot of those at the moment. Whether or not they back up their bullshit, then that's another thing. But that's your job as a salesman to try and push them over the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now we're shifting from, you've got the hype from your brand opening. Yeah. You now need to shift it from the gyms to the gyms opening. Yeah. So next kind of 4 to 5 weeks is prepping for the gyms to open. What value can you give? How can we start kind of giving information to build them up, start getting them ready for it, getting them excited for it, motivating them for the gyms opening, start really drilling in positivity. Yeah. Because right now that's going to be key, and there's a lot more optimism and kind of in the air, as scary as that sounds. But there's a lot
light at the end of the tunnel.
It is. It's a little bit.
So the big content drivers around positivity, looking to the future,
getting primed.
Yeah.
Maybe you could call it get primed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. You're priming ready for the gym to open. Yeah. So is your diet on track now? Is your body ready for it? Yeah. What can you be doing? What value can you give prior to the gyms opening? Yeah. And drawing people in that way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got the website has set up, so you've obviously got the regen, which is my full one-to-one service, is blocked out. And if you go on my website, japhysique.co.uk, you can see that it says all 50 spaces filled. At the moment, there's that self-led recon program. It's an 8-week periodised gym program. It's a big body of work. It's about 60 pages on there. That's £89. That also includes a 6-week home training, but anyone on the full service who bought it in Team Round Zero got those for free as well. So that's something that has been selling in the background, and I drive that on my Instagram and just say swipe up and buy it.
I would still push the one-to-one, because that's your money earner.
Absolutely. Now I know I can handle it. Now I'll start.
I would just be fully focused on that, because you get a lot of people that take those offers up because they can't afford or don't want to pay for your online coaching, or just want to see what you're about to start with. Yeah.
What would you say about getting promo video in place before gyms open?
Yes.
Yeah, it's difficult because you want to kind of do it in the gym and have people fucking find out. I've got my YouTube series started.
You are allowed to film in gyms. Yeah. So maybe look around and ask if you're allowed to go film in the gym.
Okay, yeah.
You can be in the gym and say, look, I'm in the gym, it's fucking empty, it won't be soon.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can do something along those lines. You're legally allowed to film in the gym.
I fucking love that shit. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. You get people psyched up. So the machines are waiting for you.
Stroke the gym, stroke it.
Literally, have a bit of fun with it. I've play around with it. But
Yeah,
I definitely
promo
video for that.
Yeah, gym's opening, so that's probably top of the list.
And like I said, shift the whole regen thing to priming for the gym's opening.
Yeah.
That's right now.
Getting primed,
That's the new push. That's the new angle.
Prepping your body.
And I think why don't we target the next 4? I think should we say next 6 weeks? I think conservatively 25 new clients on top of the ones.
Yeah,
you might have a couple of drop offs.
Yeah, 70 to 75 clients.
So that's good. If we say over 6 weeks.
Yeah.
25 clients. That's just under 5 a month, 5 a week.
Yeah.
Works out 4.16 clients per. So if we just call it, we call it 4 clients per week.
Yeah.
I know you'll smash through it, but I think you've got to imagine there'll probably be a couple of drop-offs, and so if we net out at 4 per week, so in 6 weeks' times with 25.
Yeah.
Revenue-wise, roughly what's that going to put you on? If we said that's 120 to
7.5, is it something?
9,000.
Yeah.
We're getting to the 10k mark.
We said by
I've
my
got
goals.
a 10k trophy waiting for you, by the way. So it's actually sitting there.
Well, I didn't want the 2.5 one.
No,
I've got the 5k one now. I don't want that.
You're not having that.
No, I want the 10k.
Right, so that's the 10k. So 9k.
Do I not collect them?
We'll go straight to the 10. There's a big jump after that one. It's up to 20.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I always said, we talk.
How would you feel earning 9k after 10 weeks of opening a business?
Incredible. But I fucking knew this would happen.
Of course you did.
I told.
That's game change.
I said it's game change. It's life, mate. That
10k a month is life.
Anyone who's watching this video now, that is life changing money.
It is.
And especially if you're self-employed. So I obviously registered the company as a limited company, which is important to me, knowing that VAT. I'm going to have to be VAT registered soon and do things the right way. And that's life changing. I was earning just under 100 grand a year as a professional rugby player.
Yeah.
And that was a good living, but that was still low end.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like a squad player. But to be my own boss and wake up every single day with a purpose and knowing that I have made this successful and having you as my mentor has really fucking driven that, obviously. But genuinely, and just obviously surrounding yourself with fucking the right people.
Yeah.
Like we've talked a lot about surrounding yourself with wise, like watching the wise, surround the wise. It's very stoic behaviour. If you are the average sum of the people you're hanging out with, my circle's small. I fucking absorb everything you tell me. Online coaches who are on in the business game, the mentees that watch this or the people that follow YouTube, fucking hammer what people do and share with them and get them to share back and learn the right ways to do it. Learn how they're doing their Instagram, they're investing time in their stories. And that's all I've done here. I've just done that and I've tried not to fuck it up and get it right the first time. And it's clearly fucking worked.
Yeah, I mean, you bypassed all the...
So yeah, without getting emotional, knowing that everything I've said will happen and come to fruition.
But that wasn't a mistake.
Yeah.
You've risked leaving a job that was secure.
Yeah.
You've then invested money in a mentor.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people won't do because they're just too scared.
That's the first thing I said, yeah.
But so you made it happen, you made your own luck.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to point out just quickly, because it's something really bit of a bugbear of mine, is that obviously a lot of people watch Instagram, they watch social media, and you got to remember it's a fucking massive glass window effect.
Oh yeah.
And people will tell you all the time, my mentees are earning 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80k, 100k a year, this, that and the other. I deal in multiple industries, multiple businesses, and I know a lot of very successful people. And I can tell you, and this is why I advertise the guys that earn 2k a month, 3k a month, 4k a month, because you are killing it compared to most people out there. Yeah. Most people are lying, and I see it firsthand, and I see people's bank accounts, and I'm dealing with these people daily. And there's so many scammers out there, so if you do find a mentor that's promising you the world, and I'm quite honest, and I said Jake's probably not quite a typical example. He is probably going to outperform most people because of your work ethic, because of who you were before. But that being said, if you can earn 2-3k a month, that's above average wage in the UK.
Oh, it's about, yeah.
Doing a job that you enjoy, and you could do that with probably a few days off a week and not having to work too hard. You are crushing it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm proud of my mentees that do smaller figures.
Yeah.
The fact that you're doing 10k a month is game changing, and most people can get to that if they want to work. You're going to go way beyond that, but people that have this perception that they need to be earning £1 million a year, 500 grand a year, whatever it is all bullshit. You don't need to be earning that to be happy, and people, if you are doing and you're on your way to kind of building these kind of figures, tap yourself on the back, because the majority of stuff you see online is rubbish.
Yeah. The
people you see with the cars they've got, the houses they've got, most of it is bullshit. Not everyone. There is some people out there who are absolutely killing it, and I know that for a fact. I've got some mentees that are earning stupid money per month. Hopefully we'll get you there.
No, I remember you first told me that.
There's a few, but it's very few and far between. It's not what people believe it to be. So don't get depressed. This is a problem. There's a big depression going around a lot because social media is fake.
Yeah.
And, and it really can, mental health issues can be caused massively by believing what you see far too much. So if you are in that position, you're feeling shit about yourself and you are pushing hard and you're doing a few K a month, you're doing very well compared to most.
Absolutely.
So always remember that and always use that as motivation to keep pushing.
Yeah. Look, financial success is the second thing to your fucking happiness.
100%.
Like, this is a purpose. All of the online coaches, especially your mentees that I follow, are ultimately happy because they're helping other people. Like, this is not, there's no scam in this. This is you're selling a fucking great service. There's no horror stories. I put this on my Instagram story the other day. No one's invested in an online coach and there's been a fucking horror story of something gone wrong. Everyone who's invested in an online coach who holds them accountable, tracks their progress week by week, gives them bespoke guides suited to their lifestyle and their circumstance, has come out better. As long as they adhere to the plan and they stay motivated. It's exactly the same with no one coming on board who you allow into the Limitless mentoring program is coming worse off. Like, this is why hiring an online coach is game changing if you are serious about changing your physique and getting happy. And also, a lot of this series talking about business from ground zero to 50 and now further on. If you want to change your life or make yourself successful, without blowing smoke at your arse, Elliot, you fucking invest in a mentor, because without that you're going to make so many mistakes. And that is exactly why when I first wanted to do this, I think you were like your client list as well. I was like, well, I'll drive to London then, because I wanted it. I fucking wanted it, and I was like, we'll do a YouTube series and I'll show you how much I can work hard for.
You sold me the you told me you're coming on.
Bigger selling client, and that's all I'm doing.
Well, show me how much you wanted it.
Yeah, I fucking want it, and that's anyone can do that. Anybody can do that as well. So more of a premise service. So then again, that will narrow in my target market to guys who have more disposable income, who really want to fucking get like proper jacked, absolutely yoked. And that's what I want, because that aligns with my personal endeavours anyway. So.
Right, so we've obviously talked about, so I'll put some tasks on your Monday anyway, but I think the main thing is to focus on refining your new angle. Secondly to that, community building. You're now getting a decent amount of clients up, so I'd highly recommend opening a private Facebook group. Not just for your clients, this is for anyone that's interested in who you are, because like Instagram, Facebook has a messaging system, so you can utilise the same DM strategies, but you can build a lot more value in a community-based group where you can't do that on Instagram. So you can put private stuff up, and I'd advise posting like 2 or 3 times a week and get people engaged in there. So I can give you some ideas and examples. Like, you just ask a question, like, what's your favourite exercise? What are you struggling with the most at the moment? Like, same kind of stuff you put on your polls, you can actually put in that group. And on your website, have a link to the free community, even if they don't sign up. And if you build 500-600 people on that, right?
I'm just looking at how many followers my Facebook open page has got.
If you build up, say, 500-600 people on there, that's a very valuable asset to you, regardless. That's a selling machine.
So there's 351 people on that page open.
You can definitely get a lot on your group, I reckon, over the next few months, which is pushing that, and that's an added thing. So when you're doing your marketing funnels, just join an exclusive Facebook group. Accept people. Have a couple of questions as well at the top before people come in. So you can kind of get an idea of who they are, what they are. They jump in, you welcome them to the group, you drop them a private DM, just ask them how they're getting on. You know, the same system. And then you make sure that you keep that up to date 2 or 3 times a week. It doesn't need to be crazy amounts, because people will engage themselves in there. As you drop a YouTube video, you put it in there. As you drop, like, you ask a question, you whack it in there. Really simple stuff, but just have it in your diary. Just populate that Facebook group 2 or 3 times a week.
And the mindset series as well, which is a big kind of like USP for my business. I've been looking at how I can formulate that into like a process driven thing where people engage in it week by week. Like, It's like 7 or 8.
Because this Facebook group become a valuable asset. It's literally worth something.
Yeah.
Because you can get sales from it. If you dropped a new plan at 50 quid to mop up the people that didn't actually want to join your one-to-one, like, there's all these different options on there. You can nurture people there, and you still got the messaging service. And at some point, you can always hire someone if you've got enough people joining. Because you can run Facebook ads, right, with the funnels, and on the funnel page where you have got videos and help videos, things like that.
Yeah.
You can actually join the Facebook group there as well. So I did that on my own funnels, and I was getting loads of sign-ups to the actual Facebook group. Although the lead magnet wasn't converting particularly well, I still managed to get them on the Facebook group, and then could follow them up anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So and it's your back. You spoke about this. We spoke on the phone on the shift in terms of like where Instagram will be in 5 years, and how building a community of something through Facebook is really important. And I want that, and I also want that to be my area to share with people who are genuinely interested. Like I've got, we talk about just under like 350 people following an open Facebook group, and I do get messages through there, but making it exclusive makes them feel more part of the team, even though they're not paying, let's say, 150 quid for the service. Now they are.
You're nurturing them, making them feel part of it.
Yeah.
Makes you more inclined if they're sitting on the fence to want to join up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another one, YouTube. What's your plans with that at the moment?
Yeah, so just booked in with a videographer.
One of those over there with the hat on.
Is he asleep?
I think so. You never really know with Jake. It's his videography zone. He's just hibernating.
Yeah, we've booked in 4. We've booked in four official videos in the lead up. We're thinking of a name for the series. It's going to be 4 episodes, 1 a month up until the show. And then in between, I'm going to be filming myself, either on an iPhone or with a tripod, or I'll get a camera.
Just get a camera.
And then we'll bookend that, and it will have like an intro video, ending video with a nutrition on. And we'll be having him edit that as well with like B-roll. So we're going to get a shitload of B-roll on the first video day, and then we can just mix it all in. So it's just going to be my journey. And then also talking around we talked about Suicide Success video, where I got to now.
Yeah.
We touched on that in the first series of this. So yeah, that's booked. That's booked in, ready to go.
I really want you to push your YouTube video, even if you can do some home stuff. You get a video camera at home, just set up a tripod, get a little place at home, and get that going.
Yeah.
You notice on my YouTube now as well, I've started doing a lot more snippet, bite-sized stuff as well.
Yeah.
Just to keep it, because the longer stuff, like Jake and I have to, when we do like a full day in the life, it takes a lot of planning.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm so busy trying to fit a good day in is hard. And if we only did those, it wouldn't be consistent enough.
How long would you say for a snippet video? Like 5 minutes?
Yeah, it wants to be bite-sized so we can sit down over there.
Like the one you did, stop asking people to marry you, it's quite a good one.
Yeah, so you can sit down while you're on the toilet.
It's good clickbait.
While you're having a crap, or sit down having your lunch or having a coffee, you can sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
It's not a 30-minute marathon which someone would sit down. You also have to remember YouTube's good, because what people don't think about is social media platforms and the state they're in when they're viewing them, right? What I mean by that is, people open up their Instagram when they have 30 seconds to slide through.
Yeah.
That's a very different mindset to someone who's actually sat down to watch a YouTube video, who's probably in a much more chilled state and willing to learn. So you're actually going to hammer through and get a lot more, you're getting a different demographic, a different state of people. So if you think about the content you're putting on YouTube, you can actually go a bit more granular with the detail, a bit more educational, and really validate yourself a lot more because people are listening.
Yeah.
Instagram is like more subconscious, like endorphin wins.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get a bit of past the time.
Yeah,
whereas YouTube's a bit more, I'm actually sitting down to watch this.
Yeah, you're actually zoned out as well. Like half
so
the time
you can take advantage
Instagram,
of that, and they probably have more time to then go through to your website, go check out your other pages, because they're in a different state. So bear that in mind when you are creating content.
Okay.
For YouTube, because that's quite a powerful thing to make sure that your comments, your outros are good, your descriptions and your comments are good, your thumbnails are on the money, and they're quite almost clickbaity.
Yeah.
Because that makes a big difference on YouTube.
Yeah.
And build that up, because once again, that's another asset.
Yeah.
You get 1,000 subs on there. That's powerful.
Yeah. Should we say aim for 1,000 subs by the end of the year?
Yeah, I think you can probably beat that target.
I'm gonna go win this Two Birds show anyway, so I'll get me some subs.
But yeah, show people things that they haven't seen before. Try and get a little bit less vanilla and
yeah, I love when you say that as well.
Well, I've actually coined it something. I called it the Marmite strategy.
You either love it or you hate it.
Yes. You need to create stuff that people are going to love and hate at the same time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's the first time I actually mentioned this section camera. I was actually going to do a video on Marmite strategy. Have I done a Marmite strategy video yet, Jake? No, I haven't done that yet. So you got a pre-release of that. I've queened it the Marmite strategy.
I like it.
Where you've got to constantly think that, is this going to upset a few people and ruffle a few feathers? Good. Is it also going to make people like you stronger? Yes. Yeah. Good. Perfect content.
Yeah. I like that. I've been kind of getting out there a little bit with my opinion on like different things with, not that's a problem, but it got some backlash about CBD oils.
Yeah,
red light therapy, Wim Hof methods, and it's funny how people get really riled up about my opinion of it. I'm like, no, I just think it's bullshit. I just think if you stick to decent diets and decent sleep, you're going to get more for immunity after doing that. Everyone's different, but that gained traction, and I got a hell of a lot of like influx of DMs, and then gives me an opportunity to speak to people. And there's another thing I learned from rugby as well. All press is good press.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter.
I think all press is good press if you deal with it in the right way.
Yeah.
If you're an arsehole about it, then probably not. But if you...
There's some really bad press about me online. You could probably look
if you constructively handle it,
yeah,
you can actually turn a very negative into a positive, because you get a lot of childish people out there trying to belittle you, and then you go back in a positive, professional way. So okay, this guy's actually...
James Smith PT does that very well. He's a big guy on Instagram,
But does he ruffle a few feathers?
Oh God, yeah, piss everyone off. Yeah.
But he handles it well.
Very well, yeah.
I'm guessing he's doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Huge.
It's not rocket science.
No,
so
it's massive now.
Implement some of that Marmite strategy, get some of those YouTube videos, and I think we hit those targets, break into weekly targets, you've got 4 sign-ups.
Yeah.
I mean, 1,000 subs over, what are we on now? March?
Yeah, till Christmas. Still well doable.
Well doable.
Yeah. Cool.
So I mean, you probably need to get 150 subs, just quick math, per month. It will gain traction as well. I've noticed with YouTube, the first like few hundred subs are hard.
Yeah.
And then I probably get 10 a day just without even putting anything up.
Yeah.
I don't know why it works like that, but I've been going up and up and up at an exponential rate.
But that's also because you're doing it often as well.
Yeah, so consistency on YouTube is huge. They really reward you for it.
Yeah. Okay. I better fucking drive home then, because I've got loads of work to do now.
Yeah. This is really insightful for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, it's it's great. And also, look, even though we're on camera, I'm getting these are questions I need to ask anyway. Yeah. These are tasks that
you've now got vision. The thing is with you, it's a bit different. Obviously, I mentor everyone very differently depending on what they need.
Yeah.
You don't need your handheld. Some people do. Some people message me about every single thing that they make.
Like I didn't need your script to go and do sales.
Exactly.
I know. Yeah.
So some people send me every single one of the DMs and tell me how to reply. That's cool. But I change it based on what you do. What I need to do with you is basically give you a vision, point you in the right direction, let you go.
Yeah.
I'll wind you up and off you go.
Yeah.
But you need that where you're going. And then you'll grab the ball and run with it.
Yeah. That's exactly how the mentorship works.
Yeah, and that works great. I'm like,
that's your next step.
Yeah, get over there now.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, how do I do that? This, and this. Okay, I'll be back in a month with another 75 clients.
Yeah.
And that's working really nicely for us. Other people not. I have to hold the hand up. Well, I think you come with quite a lot of natural confidence because obviously you're a top athlete. You've been there. You've done it. You've been slandered. You've had all the knocks. You've probably
I've had the forums.
Built a bit of thicker skin.
Yeah.
So, and you're confident in your own ability, and you visualise and believe. And I have to sometimes mentor that into people, which I have to do with you. We just get you on the right path, and if you get stuck, I'm sure you're messaging.
Oh yeah.
And it's
of course.
We will. But it's not like with you. It's a bit more fluid.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for mentorship, I do everything on a bespoke basis. So some people aren't great at camera, some people can't do other, and I'll teach. Majority of it's mindset, believe it or not. A lot of people are great coaches and they can't know how to market themselves. So it's confidence and mindset, and I instill that to people. But it really all depends on the person. The same with you, the way you coach people. Everyone's got a different start point. Everyone's got different genetics. Everyone's got different goals, and their plan has to be changed accordingly. Mentorship's no different. So if you're looking for a mentor and it's the same generic stuff that they give to everyone, question that. Because if they're just giving you an archive of videos to watch and make you figure it out yourself, then it don't really work. That's not mentorship in my opinion. A mentorship is a one-to-one experience with someone. Yeah. By definition, you become a mentee of that person.
And exactly as myself and anyone watches as an online coach, it's having that accountability.
Yeah.
And it's taking the intrinsic motivation off you. Like, I am hungry as fuck, but having you there as a guide is all the motivation I need. It's like, right, here's.
And we all have bad days. No matter how motivated we are, mate. I'm probably the most motivated, highly driven, independent business person you ever meet. And I still have off days, and I sometimes still need to talk to people and feed off of their motivation, whatever. And we all are the same way. So having accountability, if you're looking for someone for a coach or a mentor, it's the same thing. Sometimes, even when you're dieting, whatever, sometimes you have bad days, right? And it's just, you sometimes just need to have a chat with someone, or have that shoulder to lean on, or cry on.
Absolutely. I feel those days are coming, like 12 more weeks.
Yeah, it should be good. So I mean, we got.
And then there's one more thing I'd say as a mentee myself is, if things with me is in one ear out the other, I fucking write it down. So I just write down everything. Even if I watch your videos on YouTube, I write that information down. I write bullet points.
I feel so sorry if you have to watch me all the time.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because but it's writing it down. So always having that there, and especially when it comes to when you get people onto a call as a client lead. We spoke about at the start, you fucking write everything down, because then you can always reference back
to it as well, because you could be like, what the fuck did I nail there?
Yeah.
Like, or if it doesn't go to plan, because during the call you don't know how it's going to end.
No.
So, and you won't be able to think back through a half an hour video, half an hour call and remember everything. So you've got it for reference, and you're like, well, you can bookmark that as an absolutely epic call. Why?
Yeah.
What went really well?
It's funny you say it, because I actually have bookmarked my best ever call. You say things, I've already done it.
That's good, because and then you can go through and be like, right, why was that such a good call? Yeah. I mean, I had a sales call the other day, and I was like, I wish I recorded that. I was like, that was gold. I was like, I got off it and was like, wow, like that just went really, really well. And I didn't actually write it down, so I didn't actually take someone in advance. But I needed to record it really, and you can even record your own on your phone. You can record voice calls if you want, and go back through those. If that's something you're struggling with, then do a bit of a tip for anyone else. Record them, go back through them, and then you can show them to someone and see what you think, how your tone was. Did you ask enough? Did you go into detail enough? Were you confident when you put the price across? There's so many things you can look into. I'm just refining and improve. But yeah, anyway.